Alright, so I didn't get in any trades today. I was looking really hard to get in the SPY, just never had enough validation to do it. So, market did climb today, but I'll show you kind of what I was looking at. Here was the fib I charted the night before. So then I scrolled in for the day. You can see it was above the cloud on the hour. It was kind of riding the 50 or the 20 all day. Right. Started out below, so didn't have a play right away. 15 minutes where I was looking to trade at that time frame. We're definitely consolidating below the cloud. It came over here. I was looking at the pullback, so this was a possible entry for me. But as you can see, the MACD didn't turn neutral or green until here. So I did look there, but then because of the resistance, I wasn't really liking the play. And if you go down to the 5-minute, it was even worse. So we were uptrending, but all the entry spots I was looking at, so earlier in the day you could saw 15 wasn't a good one. So once it started getting over here, where we did see some good plays, so like right here, parabolic shifts, we're above the cloud, we're above the 20, MACD's up. CCI is good, and I was really debating getting into this play. So I was gonna close above the high here because right here is the MACD shift, and I could have got in right here on that tip of that red candle and then set my stop loss here. And if you would look, if I did here, if I would have broke this, I would have got my profits, which is obviously hindsight 2020. But because at this point, let's look at this chart. This was my first thought on entry, was right here. Okay, so on the 15-minute chart, we are above the 20, just above the cloud. MACD's still red, so that was my first negative, right? So I was like, MACD's there. CCI is close to the 50, so I could probably be happy with that. So, but I mean, we're right at this, and so I mean, because of the MACD, that's why I never got in. You go to the hour chart, we're green here, and the MACD switched over in the morning. So this was kind of a pullback candle, which was actually a good rejection candle. So the hour did look good. But it's kind of funny, I was really close to pulling the trigger. I was going back and forth with my brother-in-law, but this MACD right here and the CCI slightly lower kept me out of it. And then it dipped down and went red here. And then here's another spot I could have possibly entered. CCI just crosses. We're back to the neutral state. We're above here. But then what I was looking at was this risk, right? So we have this really strong support here, and you only have roughly 4 points to play with. And then the cloud and the 20 are right here, so this is bad here, so there's not really much room, and it looked like it was kind of going to consolidate. And if I mark this level, where I would have possibly got in as well, which I was looking at, so came up here, stopped out here, went here, and raised. And then right here, and now you're even talking at a higher level, so it clears over here. We're at 51.46, and we got less than like 3 points of move. And then if you look down here, I mean, stop losses you could put here and get like 4 points, so then you're almost 1-to-1 trade. So, and the risk wasn't worth it to me there. At that point in the trade too, your CCI came up and kind of double topped, which is kind of more confirmation not to enter, because double top, it could push down, it could go higher obviously, but and your MACD is already well high here. So there's a lot of red flags that make me trade. So I got really close, didn't entry. It was definitely closer than I got on the NASDAQ. So let's look over there. I had no entry plays. The NASDAQ in general was I was keeping more look at it because it was pulling back better. And I think there might have been one point where I was like, oh, possibly here. So I mean, your MACD turned green here later in the day, but I was so I like to play the spy so much better that this MACD really didn't excite me. It did trigger on my CCI and MACD, but then on the 1 hour chart it was below the 20. Let's mark the candle so we can see here. We got above the cloud, above the 200, but we are below the 20, and once again your high of the day was right here, so that'd be candle for candle, 1 to 1 almost on the hour chart anyway. 15, we were getting momentum, so pushing down, kind of consolidating below the cloud, below the 20. Once you get to here, the MACD actually turned green a few candles before that, and CCI was already oversold. So, and just like the play would have panned out since it was oversold, is it hit this cloud and then just dove for the end of the day. So in reality, this is consolidation here all day. So SPY almost made a trade, but just because of the MACD, I never did. So let's look for tomorrow. We'll start with the SPY first. So we did have a pullback, and this pullback is actually below the low, so that's our new entry points. So we had to close below the low, so that is a pullback. So we are now playing off a new area. Let's see if we have any triggers on this. So we zoom in, this is not even pulled back to the 61.8, so I would actually need a pullback before I would look to enter tomorrow a little bit more. And the only way that I would even dabble in it is if I close above the high of the day. So that's all the way up here. I do like, now let's go to the hour, it might be easier to see. Otherwise, I want more of a pullback, so kind of in this area. That's the only two places I'd look to trade. And then profit target, you got up here, you got some room to grow. So remove that. So as you can see, came up, pulled back, went up. So this could be the high. It's not in a downtrend yet. It would have to clear here, which is pretty far, so we're still in a positive uptrend. If this is our new high for this trend, then we're getting pretty good area. So if we get a little curl down here, we have some room to make some money tomorrow. The Nasdaq. Day chart. We also have a pullback, so we have a new levels to look at. So anytime we determine the pullback, we have to have a candle that closes above the previous candle. So since this was your first red bar, this is your close below, so that confirms the pullback. But we're still in an uptrend, and there's still a channel right here, so we still have this upward momentum, still above the 20, still looking good there. This one's actually a little bit closer to a pullback area. So I will look in for trades for here, or possibly here, with profit targets up to here for the second level. So going down to the hourly. So we broke above the 20, we're going down. We rejected here at the cloud and at the 50, so that's a pretty good sign here. So I could enter between the 50 and the 38.25. If it got below 38, I wouldn't want to enter anymore. But as far as this pulls, we could bounce off this level or even here. As long as we push this cloud down a little bit and get back above the 20, I'd be looking to buy. So let's see if there's what we got for channels. So 15. We got. Let's see if we can connect these 3 spots. Let's go from this spot to that spot, and that would have been a channel from there. But since this is much lower, we're not really 2 spots isn't a channel, so I wouldn't run this as a channel. You could trend line that, but once again, it's not enough data. We can go out to the hourly and see what we got. Back to here possibly. So now we're looking a little better. So we could run this, cut through that, and then we could look to cross. Only problem here is you're talking end of the day, but channels do run earlier, so could reject early, right, in the middle of the night, and then or even go here and kind of play, and then this could just reject below but not close below, and then we could go up there as well. So this whole area here and where the cloud's at seems like a pretty good area to play around tomorrow. Spy, kind of similar here. This is a little higher channel though, so this you have this section here that's not bad for a channel. So we could go from here to here to here. If we try to go tighter than that, like say you clip here, right? We're still looking a little ways out, so we have to have 3 good spots. Here to here to here, not gonna work. All the way back to here, possibly. So you could conceive this channel here. So let's scroll back just a tad. So here, run across. You could say that that's a little deeper pullback, so we could reach into here. Once again, you're kind of sometimes on these channels you're forcing a little bit. So since this is so much higher than that, I don't really like this. So if we wanted to do a channel, it would be a tight channel from here. But you don't know where it's going, so it'd be something like this. Or just high there, a little bit extra pullback overnight, but still rejected there pretty well. Rejected here. It's coming into this and slowing down, so we could look to play somewhere in the early morning going up. I like that. Once again, though, you have this slightly bit higher high made, so that's a good sign. So I mean, if we did get some pullback overnight, we could look to play here, which would give us a pretty decent move. So you're talking from 42, go from here to here. That's still 14-point move, so I'd be definitely happy with that. So that's what I'm looking for. So go down a little bit more. Check out this little consolidation. A good nice little uptrend. Pull back overnight, so definitely have up down. So we get that 50% range, and we could go up and break this pretty easily. And even the channel shows that the upward momentum to the 12 to the not the 12, the 127.2 would be pretty easily to reach. So I'm like that play. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow if I make any trades, and have a good night.